How's everybody doing today? Can y'all hear me clearly?
Amazing.
All right. So my name is EphraimCPA. I'm the managing director and founder of EFS Group PLLC, a seven-figure accounting and fractional CFO firm, where we help our clients manage their money so that they can scale their businesses with confidence. So today I'm going to be talking about 3 practical strategies that you can implement into your business to help you go from multiple 6 figures to 7 figures quickly. How many want to get to 7 figures pretty quick? All right, show of hands, are y'all scared to talk about numbers, or can we talk about that? Is that okay? All right. Anybody want to say their revenue, where they're at right now? 680. Anybody else? 520. Okay. I love it. 250. Perfect. 97. Okay. Perfect. 120. I love it. You guys are in a very prime part of your business to where you can grow very, very quickly if you just implement these things that we'll talk about, right? So number one, I want y'all to write this down. Number one thing that you need is to do the math formula. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, let me explain, right? So to get to 7 figures, to get to 5 million, 10 million, whatever it is you want to do, you got to do the formula so that you can work backwards and figure out how much you need to be making per day, per week, per month to get there. Let me give you an example. 2019, June, was my first TSP experience in person, right? And I saw everybody getting these awards, and I was like, I got to get that 7-figure award. At that time, I was at 300,000 in my business. And I was like, this is the only place that I've seen people give out awards and recognize people for getting to that next level. And me, I'm competitive. I love awards, I love being recognized, and I love having something to motivate me to get to that next step. So I sat down and I was thinking, how do I get there? And I realized, okay, I'm at 300,000, I need to get to 1 million. What am I selling? How much does it cost? I realized that what I was selling on average was $1,500 a month, right? So $1,500 a month times 12 is 18,000. At the time I was at 300, so that means that I would have to have 56 clients paying me $1,500 a month to get to $1 million. I already had 25 clients. So I was like, wait a minute, all I need is an additional 30 more clients to get to 7 figures, that's it? I said, oh, I can do that quick. And then I went into overdrive and I started to go crazy with that. I started to talk about my business everywhere. And that's gonna be another thing, right? We'll get into that piece, but the math formula is easy. So look at your average order value of what you're selling. If you're a service business, what is it that you're selling? If you're e-commerce or retail, what's the average order value of what you're selling? You know, some e-com people, on average, people whenever they come shop with them pay $60 per order, right? So once you get that number, then you can now do the math to figure out what it is to get you from where you are today to where you will be with 7 figures. The number 2 strategy that you need in order to hit 7 figures is to focus. And when I say focus, we're selling too many things. Let me repeat that. We're selling too many things too early. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that, but focus on what's making you the most money and drive hard on that and sell that every single day. Is it making me money? Is it making me margin? Is it helping me to grow my business? Am I good at what I'm selling? And now when you do that, you'll realize that, oh, I have a focus and I'm not being pulled to the side in all these different directions. Early in my career, people were telling me, you should do credit repair. And I started doing credit repair, but then I was like, I don't like credit repair. And I'm not good at it, you know, and I'm taking people's money, but I don't know what I'm doing. Why don't I focus on what I'm great at, which is accounting, and find people around me that do credit repair and move that business to them and get that commission referral. So now that adds to my revenue that I'm generating, right? There's a lot of people that we work with that when they come to work with us, they have 10, 20, 30, 50 different things they're selling. And we got to focus them down on what's truly important, what's the most best-selling thing that you have. And then once you get to $1 million, $5 million in revenue, then it makes sense to open up and expand to do more things, right? So focus your attention on the things that sell the most. right? So we have the first two things. Number one, figure out the math formula. Number two, focus your attention on the best-selling things and things that are going to make you the most money. The math problem, the math formula. So math formula, focus on the best-selling things that make you the most money and that move the most revenue. And number three, you have to get uncomfortable. How many of you are comfortable right now where you're at, right? Okay, Dantisi raised their hand. There was a point that I was making 300, 400,000. I was comfortable. I was doing that every single year. It was good. I was paying my bills. I was able to take certain trips. And I probably didn't think it was possible to get to 7, right? And that was another thing too. But when I did the math formula and I realized that, oh, it really didn't take that much more effort to get there for me, I had to get uncomfortable. I had to sell every single day. I had to follow up with people that I would have conversations with about wanting to work with me, but they weren't moving their feet quick enough. You know, and I always liken this to how I got my wife to marry me, right? When I got her number, right, at a party, we didn't get into a relationship until a year later. So every single month, I'm following up with her, you know, just trying to call her. She's ignoring me, she's dodging me, and she's thinking I'm gonna go away, but I like a challenge. You know what I'm saying? So I kept following up with her, and then one day I realized that she told me in a previous conversation that she was gonna work at the same company that I currently worked at the time on this date. I think it was in September. So I reached out to her and I said, hey Rita, I remember you telling me you were gonna start working at this company in September. Why don't you add me on our instant messenger in the company? Because I knew if I could get her on the instant messenger, I would close the deal, right? And she didn't know, right? So she added me on instant messenger. We started to converse every day, and I closed that deal, right? The rest is history. You see what I'm saying? So you're gonna have some clients or some leads that might take a year. It might take a year and a half, 2 years. But if the person's not saying no, stop contacting me, why are we not contacting them? That's money that we're leaving on the table, right? So we gotta get uncomfortable. We gotta get relentless. I always tell people when you're not at 7 figures yet, 80% of your time should be focused on marketing and sales. 80% of your time. So look at your schedule. What are you focusing your time on? And figure out ways to get the things that you're doing that aren't making you money off of your calendar to someone else. So now you can free up your time to do those things. You can have more meetings, more conversations about money. You can have more strategic partnership conversations. You can go to events like this and work the room and get more revenue for your business. You know, you can do things that are gonna help you to grow your business. And then all that other stuff like the systems, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do the systems. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a perfect product that you're selling. But when you make the money, guess what? You have the money to go do what? Hire people to do those things for you so you don't have to focus your time on doing that. Right? So y'all got the 3 things? I want to give y'all a bonus 4th thing. Yeah, we coming with bonuses today. The bonus 4th thing, accountability. You need someone to hold you accountable to your goal. That could be family members, that could be friends, or it could be people that are in business like yourself that have similar goals. And where can we find these people to hold us accountable? TSP Mastermind. You see what I'm saying? Whenever I joined the Mastermind in 2019 and I was at $300,000 in revenue, I knew I wanted to get to 7, but I also knew that was around the time that me and Brandy joined at the same time, right? Nikki Clue, she joined at the same time. There's a bunch of other people that we all joined at the same time. So I was like, you know what? Let me see what they're doing. Let's keep each other accountable. Let's hold space, meet once a week, right? And have an accountability meeting like he was talking about with the 12-week year on the screen. And let's hold each other accountable and really push ourselves to reach that goal. You know, because we all want to get there because we understand that it's a certain level of wealth that you're building once you get there. And the bigger that you grow, guess what? Now you have more money to do more things. You have more money to hire the people to do the things that you don't want to do. You have more money to invest in yourself and your family. And generational wealth can be passed down. So those are my 4 things that I want all of you to take with you. If y'all have any questions, feel free to ask.
Will you repeat them?
Repeat them? Yes. So number 1, do the math formula. Number 2, focus your attention on selling fewer things. Number 3, get uncomfortable. Be relentless with your marketing and your sales and your follow-up and all those things that's going to make you money. And number 4, accountability. Have an accountability partner, join a mastermind, things like that that are going to help you to stay focused on where you're trying to go.